Hi everyone and welcome to today's episode of the SFTG podcast. We're up to episode 164. My name is Hubert A. Shorter. Let's get started. 2 years ago, Google introduced the Google One application, a premium membership that added extra features to its ecosystems with a Google One membership. Now, with this membership, you would get premium support, expanded storage, family sharing, and automatic phone backup for your Android devices. But now, Google is making automatic phone backup free for everyone, even iOS users. That had to hurt. Anyway, you won't need a Google One membership to take advantage of phone backup or even an Android phone. On iPhone, you can download the upcoming Google One iOS app to back up your photos, videos, contacts, and calendar events. With Google, of course. Although it's not automatic for iPhone users as yet, it seems as though that feature might be on the way. On Android, the Google One app will let you automatically back up your phone for free. It's more of a one-click process too. Google One takes the standard Android backup data, that's your text, your contacts, and your apps, and adds in original quality photos, videos, and even SMS messages. So this is a great feature, and the fact that they're offering it to iOS users is, I would say, magnanimous. So I suppose it's good news coming from Google, which makes a change, doesn't it? Now, if you're like me, and to be fair, most people aren't, you're looking so forward to Baldurs Gate 3. Yes? It looks like it's going to be awesome, a bit like Skyrim / Dragon Age Inquisition. It's going to be something like that. Well, in a recent article, one of the developers of the game talked about one of the characters, the almost vampire, and quite unfortunately, they talked about the fact that you could die within the first 15 seconds. In Baldur's Gate 3, you'll be able to play as an almost vampire. His name is Astarion, and he's technically a vampire spawn rather than a full-fledged bloodsucker. But like vampires across all sorts of fantasy media, he can't go into places without being specifically invited, and more importantly, he can't cross running water. Who knew? Well, most people who know anything about vampires probably knew. Unfortunately for Astarion, there just so happens to be a large river right next to where you spawn in the very first section of Baldur's Gate 3, which no one's played yet. According to the game's lead designer, it's possible to kill the poor vamp within 15 seconds of spawning in. Quoting, "If you're not careful, you can die in Baldur's Gate 3 as Astarion in the first 15 seconds of the game. If you click on the river, that's the..." and I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name of this river. "If you click on the river that's going past you, and if you just don't pay attention, you will dissolve in acid right there on the spot where you spawn." That's not good. So I don't know if they're going to fix this, or they're just going to assume that people who are going to play the game know enough about vampires not to try and get them to cross a river. I suspect the latter rather than the former. Did you know that emojis work almost anywhere nowadays? Unfortunately, I think I did know that, but never mind. Anyway, according to howtogeek.com, you can use them in nearly any application on your computer. You can even insert them into file and folder names on Windows 10. Yes, you heard that right. You can set a file name using an emoji. Not the extension, but the actual file name. So, for example, if you put in the emoji of a cat face followed by TXT, that would be a legitimate file name in Windows 10. I'm realizing as I'm saying this is a terrible story. I'm really sorry about that, and I think I'll move on. Amazon's new supernatural comedy series Truth Seekers reunites Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. A group of part-time paranormal investigators team up to uncover a deadly conspiracy in the first teaser for Truth Seekers, a forthcoming sci-fi horror comedy series from Amazon starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. The first teaser was unveiled at SDCC at home, which has had to switch to an online-only virtual format, of course, because of COVID-19. Created by Pegg, Frost, James Serafinowicz, and Nat Saunders. Apologies, James. The 8-episode series is envisioned as a cross between The X-Files and Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World, which, if you're of a certain age, you will remember with great fondness. Each episode will focus on a specific paranormal incident, a throwback to a classic Monster of the Week format. Rather than going with pure spoof, Truth Seekers will apparently take its horror aspects seriously. You have to not make fun of the horror, Pegg said during the Comic-Con panel. It's tempting with genre fare to parody that, but I think the key for horror comedy is to take the horror seriously. I'm looking forward to this. We've been in a bit of a wasteland since the end of the X-Files, and although there is definitely going to be some comedy in this, I think the trend is really to try and create something that's a little more serious, or at least to try and get that balance right, which I think both Pegg and Frost should be able to do. They've got a good repertoire, so I'm hoping that this is really going to be good. I think it actually will be. Anyway, that was our last story for the day. So as always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can email us at sftgpodcast@gmail.com. You can download the episode via any old podcaster that's out there. You can follow us on Twitch, Tumblr, Pinterest, and Instagram. I almost forgot then. But I haven't forgotten that my name is Hubert A. Shorter, and I will see you next time.